Hey guys, so this is going to be my vlog for today, and it's actually based on a blog that I wrote for my website because today I've been all productive and such. So, what spawned the blog was an occurrence in World of Warcraft, which I spend a good deal of my time playing, especially lately. And it's not anything super rare, it's something that I deal with all the time. It is the breakdown of a group that is assembled in a group finder. And by breakdown, I mean like it just deteriorates into bickering and bullshit. If you play this game and you've ever queued for group finder, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. I guess the reason I decided to write a blog about it and go as far as to make a video is because it has just happened to me like so much. It happens so frequently for me. I've been playing this game since it started, basically for 10 plus years, over a decade since vanilla, and I definitely have the comparison between what it was like before Group Finder and what it's like now, and I would definitely say that there is a higher amount of people that are rude and don't understand the concept of working in a group since Group Finder came out. And you know, it's understandable because it takes little to no effort to get a group now. But yeah, on to the actual occurrence that happened today. So I queued as healer for a regular heroic, and I had just woken up, so I was pretty like out of it. You know, I'm just getting the random heroic out of the way. And the tank's pulling pretty good pace. Group's going well. A hunter, of all classes, a hunter decides that he's going to start pulling ahead of the tank and pulling trash. And it's making it hard for the tank to hold aggro, and so the whole party's ending up taking damage, which makes me have to actually like wake up and heal. Which it's okay, I'm overgeared for the play, so it's not like I can't do it. But the tank actually said something after the pull. The tank was like, "Can you please let me pull?" to the hunter, and the hunter made some smart aleck comment. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just like, you know, speeding things up or whatever. And I just kind of backed the tank up. I was like, "Yes, can we please let the tank pull, because I just woke up and I don't want to be responsible for, you know, deaths and stuff." And I said it very like, you know, I didn't curse, I wasn't being like accusatory or anything, wasn't rude at all. And then out of nowhere, the guy just types back. He's like, "Shut the fuck up and press buttons, bitch." Like, where did that come from? Like, what, dude? And so, I retaliated, you know, a little bit. I was like, I think I insulted his intelligence. I said something like, "Oh, well, that was incredibly indicative of your intelligence," you know, and he may not have understood what I was saying. I don't know. He probably was dumb, or 12 or 13. I don't know. Or maybe he's just very intelligent and having a really bad day. I don't know. But apparently he tried to kick me from the group for that comment, because the tank told me that a vote to kick came up to kick me, and it said "idiot" in the description. And I don't know what I did that was so idiotic. I guess like daring to voice my opinion was pretty idiotic of me in Group Finder. You know, we can all make an argument for that, I'm sure. But yeah, the reason I'm making a blog about this, and a vlog, a corresponding vlog, is because I feel like this stuff happens because people are incredibly unaware. Like, they don't have the ability to understand other perspectives. All they see is their own perspective, and the more we as observers just sit back and watch this unfold and watch it happen, the more it like reinforces their reality, because to them their reality is like, "Oh, I can talk any way that I want to anybody that I want to online, and nobody's going to criticize me for it." By remaining silent, we're not criticizing, which means we're not using that natural social interaction. Like, we as social creatures, we socialize each other. We learn how to act by watching other people, by being criticized by other people. You know, if you go out wearing a funky hat and everybody makes fun of you and you don't feel good about it, like they're really making fun of you, they're laughing at you and not with you, When you get home, you're probably going to think twice about wearing that hat. You know, and yeah, there's that counter movement of, oh, be yourself, fuck everybody else. Understandable, but still, we are social creatures. Those things do affect us. We can think our way past it, but our instinct is to, you know, pay attention to those things. We're wired to pay attention to those things. Think about how bullies are treated in schools. Like if a bully comes out and, you know, abuses his classmates, you know, takes some kid's lunch money or whatever bullies do, and nobody speaks out about it, the behavior is going to continue. Whereas if there's a lot of people in a position to say something, like, you know, a bigger kid or a more popular kid speaks up and says something to that bully's less likely to engage in that behavior again because he's afraid he's going to get called out. He keeps doing it because he doesn't think anybody's going to challenge him, doesn't think anybody's going to call him out. And it's the same premise in these groups. You know, you see a lot of references to like online bullying and online harassment and stuff, and people are like, oh, we'll just turn the computer off. But guys, we live in an age where everything's on the computer. It's not that simple. You know, it's half of our entertainment's on the computer. You know, for those of us that play computer games, it's like, why should we be punished because some asshole is allowed to get away with this crap online? You know, and it's like, yeah, I get that it's like, oh, have a thick skin, and everybody takes it like, oh, well, it's the internet, so it just happens. You know, it's an MMO, it just happens. Well, the more people that speak up, the better. And I think the problem is that the people that are most effective at speaking up don't speak up. I see this stuff all the time, and I don't say anything half the time. But I'm very capable of defending myself. Some people aren't. You know, and I do have a bit of a thicker skin, so things don't get to me as much, you know. Thank you, bartending. So I probably am one of the people that should speak up. And so today I was like, well, I'm that person. I should speak up. So, and I did it in a mild way. I just backed the tank up, and that's what got hurled at me. Imagine somebody else that isn't thick-skinned having this stuff like hurled at them. Like, or imagine it's like a young girl, like maybe she's like 13 just getting into games, and this is her first experience in a dungeon, and this is what happens. You know, it's just, yeah, it's life. Yeah, it's a game. Yeah, it's the internet. But I think that every little bit helps. Every time you stand up for something positive and stand up against something negative, it helps. Because maybe somebody's watching, or maybe that negative person might rethink what they're doing. You know, there's always that chance that that person's thought process could change. Whereas if you don't do it, there is no chance. It's not going to happen, and it's going to continue to be negative, and this negative crap's going to still continue to happen. So basically, the whole point of this vlog was for me to rant a little bit about the isolated incident that literally happens all the freaking time in that game. I see it all the time, and I don't do anything. I just kind of let it go. A lot of times I'm not the subject, so it doesn't even involve me. I'm just sitting there spamming heals or DPSing or whatever, but I go into a lot more detail, and it's a lot more organized in my blog. And I go into reasons why I think it's better to follow the typical formula for groups. Like have a tank, have a healer heal, and have the DPS. Don't have the DPS tank and pull and stuff like that. So it's basically a defense of that if you're interested. And this is kind of my rant. And this is kind of me breaking down like what happened today. It actually happened yesterday too. It's been happening a lot lately. But when you play as much as I do, it's bound to happen a lot. Yesterday I was healing too, and it was one of those situations where the DPS decides to go off and pull. The tank goes this way, the DPS goes that way. I'm in the middle, you know. It's like, obviously I need to stay with the tank. That's what I need to do if the DPS dies, but I don't like to let anybody die. So I'm bouncing back and forth. And the tank said something in that one too. I didn't even say anything in that one. The tank said something about it. He's like, let me pull, man. And I think it was a rep paladin. The rep paladin's like, oh, well, it goes faster if I pull to you. But I can see how that works, but he wasn't pulling to the tank. He pulled and stopped on the other side of the map, and the tank was on the other side of the map. and that was not the situation. He tried to paint it as a situation that it wasn't. I didn't really get involved in that one, but it's just, it happens all the time. And so this is me ranting about it. If you have any stories that you would like to share, definitely leave them in the comments. Definitely be interested in hearing them. I'm always interested in other perspectives. I believe that gathering as many perspectives as possible keeps you from settling into, you know, bad viewpoints, like bad perspectives of your own. Like, not necessarily bad, but just like inaccurate. Because if you keep to yourself and don't compare perspectives and don't try to look at things from other perspectives, I feel like you can become one of those people that is chronically narrow-minded and chronically judgmental erroneously. That terrifies me. I don't want to be that person, and I think that's why it's important for me to put this kind of stuff up, especially because then I can get the opposing viewpoints, and I can make sure I get like a collection of different views. So definitely don't be afraid to leave an opposing viewpoint. Obviously be respectful, because the whole point of sharing viewpoints and talking about things like this is to have like a discussion for the betterment of everybody involved, not to troll people, not to just be negative. You know, there's better ways to take out negativity than on other people, because negativity breeds negativity. And I've said this before, and it's true. It's true. Like, it spreads itself. It's like a disease, and it will eventually come back to you. It's one of those things, like, it will come back to you. So that's it. That's it for now. I'm going to put a link in the description below to the website. To the blog entry on my website if you're interested. And I'll probably do another video today. It's probably going to be a transmog video, though. It's not going to be another vlog. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. So see you guys next time.